Porter. Alan, how are you today?
Doing well, Neil. It's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. Sun's out. Gonna go play golf later on today.
All right, and our topic today is the tax-free retirement blueprint, combining annuities and cash value life insurance. When you think about this, Alan, why is creating a tax-free retirement such a challenge for high net worth families?
Because most traditional retirement tools like the 401ks and the IRAs are tax deferred and not tax free. And that means Uncle Sam is waiting for his share when you withdraw. And the higher incomes often push you into a higher tax bracket. For wealthy families, this can mean losing hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars of taxes unless you put smarter strategies in place. Think about this, Neil. The government controls everything. If you make too much money, you can't contribute to a Roth IRA, and your money's locked up. You have no access to it until it's 59 and a half. If you do, before then, it's a 10% penalty.
How do annuities and cash value life insurance complement each other in retirement plan?
They work like two sides of the same coin. Annuities give you guaranteed income for life, paycheck you can't outlive. Cash value life insurance, when properly constructed, can do that also. But cash value life insurance, on the other hand, provides tax-free liquidity and wealth transfer. Now, like I said in another podcast we did, the wealthy have cash value life insurance. They don't need it, but they have to have a vehicle to pay the taxes on their estate so their beneficiaries can keep their estate. But the other thing too, together they create both security and flexibility, predictable income on one side and tax advantage wealth on the other. But there's so many things that these two products do. First off, they eliminate or mitigate all the risk in retirement that a stock portfolio, bond portfolio, money market funds, CDs only compound, like something that very few people know about. Sequence of returns risk will decimate your retirement. The number one fear of retirement is running out of money before you run out of life. Longevity risk, which is a risk multiplier. Property construction, fixed index annuities, and cash value life insurance eliminate or mitigate all the risk in retirement. And especially, you'll understand, long-term care risk. People are not prepared for this. And right now it costs between $50,000 to $200,000 a year, goes up by 6% every year. And 70% of all Americans are going to need long-term care at some point in their life, and they're not prepared for it. And with cash value life insurance, for pennies on the dollar, you can eliminate it or mitigate long-term care risk that's tax-free.
So let's talk about sequence returns risk. I'm hitting you on this one because this is going to be important because we could have a potential downfall of the market as things are looking maybe to get into a recession. How bad would that decimate things, specifically in a retirement?
Think about the people who retired back in 2000 to 2003. There was no gain in the market. In fact, if you put $100,000 in the market in 2010, you had $96,000. You didn't even have that. You're paying fees to that fee-based advisor, whether you make money or not. But what sequence returns risk, Neil, is if you have a loss, let's say you're 65 and you have $1 million in a stock portfolio and a 4% distribution rate, they say that's a safe distribution rate to last for 30 years, index for inflation at 3%. Now understand, all my retirement plans go to age 120. But let's say that you've got that stock portfolio and you took that 4%, it's $40,000. First off, that's not guaranteed. Okay. What happens if the market goes down 10% the next year? So now you're down from 1 million to 900,000 minus the $40,000 you took out, minus the fees that you pay that financial advisor, whether you make money or not. And then within the next 2 to 3 years, we have something that happened like in 2008. People lost 38 to 52% of their money in the stock portfolio. You're going to be out of money in the 5th year. And basically what happens is with sequence returns risk, it will decimate your retirement. If you have a loss in the value of your asset in the first 2 to 3 years, as compared to the last 2 to 3 years of a 10 or 20 year period, you're going to be out of money in toward the 5th to the 9th year. And people have no idea about this. Their financial planners don't tell them about it. I've got hundreds of clients that got millions of dollars, and their fee-based advisors have never told them about any of the risk in retirement. And they're supposed to be serious, Neil. I'm a certified financial fiduciary.
Exactly. Can you walk us through an example of how a wealthy retiree might use both tools together?
Absolutely. Let's imagine a client with, let's say, $2 million in assets. We might use a portion to purchase an indexed annuity that guarantees $80,000 a year for life. The rest is placed in a properly constructed cash value life insurance policy. It grows tax deferred. You get your distributions tax free. Now, Neil, like I said before, this can be a tax deduction also, properly set up in a defined benefit plan. But what it does, it gives you liquidity to your money as legacy protection and tax-free access to cash when you need it. Many times I tell people, you become your own bank. Borrow from yourself, pay yourself back, compound interest for you and not the financial institutions, and eliminate the effective interest costs that you pay on the money you borrow. I've been doing this for over a decade and a half. Quite everybody in the nation doesn't do this. It's beyond me, but all it is, it's lack of education. They need to know how to do this because it'll make a huge difference in their lives.
Yeah. What tax advantages do you see these strategies offer compared to traditional retirement accounts?
First off, there's no required minimum distribution like IRAs and 401ks. Now, your annuity can have a required minimum distribution, but when you, let's say you transfer an IRA and a stock portfolio to an annuity, like I said, you only need a portion of that to give you the same distribution rate. You can take that extra money to pay the taxes on that transfer from an IRA to this fixed or fixed index annuity. And again, now you don't have the required minimum distribution like a 401k or an IRA. Your tax-free income from life insurance, for loans and withdrawal, guaranteed income from annuities without adding unpredictable taxable risk year after year. Estate benefits, as I said before, it's the greatest wealth transfer vehicle available today, bar, because like I said, multimillionaires, and I've got them on my client list, but they've got hundreds of millions of dollars in their cash value life insurance. They don't need the money, but they need a wealth transfer vehicle to pay the taxes on their assets so their beneficiaries can access their assets. And the other big thing, I'll tell you what, just go ahead and answer that next question.
No problem. You're on a roll, Alan. I'm ready. How does this approach protect families against market volatility and rising taxes?
It creates a safety net. Annuities protect your principal and guaranteed income even if the market crashes. Because we're not tied to the market, you're guaranteed by contract never to have a loss due to a market downturn, not only with annuities, fixed and fixed index, but also cash value life insurance. It's you're looking for cash value life insurance. You're creating long-term growth that's tax-deferred, tax-free. You avoid taxable events. Together, they shield you from two of the biggest retirement risks, unpredictable markets and rising tax rates. But not only that, Neil, they eliminate or mitigate, as I've said many times before, all the risk in retirement. Long-term care risk, which nobody's prepared for. Longevity risk, which is a risk multiplier. And the last, sequence returns risk, which will decimate your retirement. The number one fear in retirement is running out of money before you run out of life. And like I just said, the market risk, tax risk, government risk. Stock portfolio only compounds.
Totally. And I see the volatility that's out there, and I wouldn't want to play with that if you look at the market history-wise and different things, because yes, you could play the market right, but if you're tired the wrong year, you're in trouble.
Big trouble.
And again, they don't give us enough time having to take out money and not hold on to our money longer so we can utilize it without paying so much in taxes. That's the biggest loss. Anything that you gained in the market extra from good years, it's going to Uncle Sam.
People realize when they have to take a 401k out, a 1% fee in a 401k over a 30-year period will reduce your income by 1/3. And the average fee, Neil, and this is by Forbes magazine lifetimes, is 2.99%. People are going to have less than half of their money when they go to retire, and they get hit with taxes anywhere from 20 to over 55%. And their financial planners have never told them that.
What's the first step? Yeah. So what's the first step for someone who wants to see if this tax-free retirement blueprint can work for them?
The first step is simple. Just go to my website, use my retirement tax calculator. It will show you how much your potential tax bill will be in retirement. From there, I'll create a no-cost personalized report and demonstrate how annuities and cash value life insurance can dramatically lower your taxes and protect your will. It's about turning a tax-heavy retirement into a tax-free retirement deal. And just like with annuities, there's a study up by Harvard that people with guaranteed income, whether it's from fixed indexed annuity or property construction life insurance policy, people will live a happier, healthier, longer, and less stressful life because of guaranteed income. They don't have to worry about the ups and downs in the market.
All right, Alan, we appreciate it. Again, call them at 910-551-1046, strategicwealthstrategies.com, or email them at strategicwealth0 @gmail.com. That was the Strategic Wealth Strategies podcast, guys. Take care.